This unexpected group is likely to be the one to get hit with massive Social Security cuts. It's probably not what you're thinking, which actually is why I'm making this video, because I've seen a lot of people out there that are very concerned about this. I see it out in the headlines all the time, and I want to focus on this because there's actually a group out there that you're probably not thinking that are actually going to take the brunt of all of these Social Security cuts, and I don't think it's the group that you're actually thinking about. We're going to talk about all the details here and who this group is, how much of a cut they're likely going to see, if any, and other changes coming out of Social Security that'll impact all of these beneficiaries. Okay, now first off, before we get into it, I have a quick question for you. Who do you think the group is that is likely going to see the cuts to benefits or other restrictions coming in on their Social Security? Do you think it's the current beneficiaries right now? Do you think it's future beneficiaries, as in the next 1 to 5 years? Do you think it's the group of beneficiaries in the next, say, 5 to 7 or 8 years? Or do you think it's the group of beneficiaries, say, 10 years and beyond? I'd love to hear from you down below. If you want to share, I would be interested in reading what most people think. But anyway, let's talk about this because this is yet again the time of year right now where this is yet again in the headlines. Social Security cuts, they're coming in, the insolvency issue. We hear about this every single year. Right around this time of year, it always comes in. We get the reports out talking about the latest projections on insolvency and the trust fund, and whoa my, the whole thing is falling apart, right? That's actually not true. The program is not falling apart whatsoever. Even though you hear out there all the time, oh, this one person or this group or this party is destroying the program. That's not totally true. Again, by the way, this is not a political video whatsoever. I'm just saying we hear this all the time. It's every single year. It doesn't really matter. But if we look at the details of the program, it's just like a well-oiled machine. It's like literally just humming along like it has been for nearly 90 years, just doing the same old thing, right? Bringing new beneficiaries in, old beneficiaries or, beneficiaries, some beneficiaries are falling off, processing applications, getting disability benefits out to people, collecting tax revenues, the whole deal, and then just paying it out, right? It's just like the same old song and dance they've been doing for 90 years. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger every single year because more beneficiaries are coming on. However, we always hear this out there, right? I'm right there with you. I see it out in the headlines just as much as you. Seniors about to get whacked with a big cut to benefits. And I keep coming back and saying, no, actually the seniors are going to be protected. If anything, seniors are going to be the only group that are protected with this. And I know it sounds very contrary to what we're hearing out there. And I know this sounds very like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, actually I do. I've been talking about this for many years. There's a lot of different details about this. But if we actually look at all the details behind Social Security, who is the group that is really going to pay for any type of insolvency / any major changes to Social Security? Is it current seniors or beneficiaries? No. In fact, I would say this much. Current beneficiaries are probably the most protected. I'm just going to say that, okay? And I'll back that up here in just a second. Who is going to be the one that is going to take the brunt of the blow to the major changes to Social Security and the potential insolvency / anything else? I'll tell you who it is. The groups of people that were essentially born 1970 and after, okay? So basically, obviously that's like, 55 years ago? It's not even so much those people. It's more like the individuals that are 40 and younger or like mid-40s and younger right now. I actually fall into that group. I and other people in my age range and younger are going to be the ones who actually take the brunt of the hit when it comes down to Social Security. Now, why? How's that going to be? Here's what it comes down to. You hear this all the time from younger generations, right? Like people my age and younger, they're like, oh, it's not going to be there when I'm, 65 or 62 or 67, whatever it happens to be. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen in the next 20, 25, 30 years, right? I don't think it's going away, but I also wouldn't be shocked one bit if we actually do see some major changes to Social Security in a massive way. In fact, we have to see changes to it. But here's the situation. They're likely going to push out the full retirement age. Right now, it's 67, right? They're likely going to push that out. Minimum 68. I honestly don't think 68 is going to cut it. 69 or 70 realistically. And as we move forward in the, say, next 10, 15, 20 years, realistically, I wouldn't be shocked if they push it out to 72, 73, 75, something like that. I would not be shocked one bit, right? So it's not current seniors. It's not current beneficiaries whatsoever. It's the younger generations. Basically mid 40s and younger, they're the ones that are going to have to worry if they're going to see Social Security someday, right? But they also have a ton of time. So speaking to, people around my age and younger, I would say this much. You've got plenty of time. You've got like 20 plus years. You could possibly do something about that. Current beneficiaries who are seniors, yeah, that'd be very detrimental to a lot of people if they came in and they cut benefits at the pace that they're talking about. That's not going to happen, okay? I know that there's all these reports that come out, the annual Board of Trustees report, and all these different reports that come out saying, oh, we're going to be insolvent in 7, 8, 9, 10 years, maybe if we're lucky. Well, that's what the reports are saying. Do you really think they're going to allow that to happen? Here's the thing. Let's look back in history for a second. This is not the first time that we've dealt with an insolvency issue. Anytime that we come close to an insolvency issue, they come together and they find a solution and they implement the solution. Especially with 11,000 plus seniors becoming eligible every single day, like 330,000 seniors a month, about 4 million seniors a year. Do you really think that they're just going to let this thing drive itself into a ditch and be like, sorry, seniors, we had a good run, but we're going to call it quits now. 90 years in, we're going to call it quits. Not a chance. That's not happening, right? So this whole insolvency thing, realistically, it's an interesting talking point. It's an easy way to play the blame game. Oh, it's their fault. They didn't do it, right? This guy over there, this party over there, these lawmakers over there, they didn't do it. But when it really comes down to it, they will. We're so far out from insolvency right now, it's not really on the top of their mind. It's not really something that's like urgent, right? There's a lot of other urgent things that they're working on or that they, perceive to be urgent. But the whole insolvency thing, we have so many years to go. I would not be shocked. This is my projection on this. I could be totally wrong with this. I would not be shocked if we get down to, say, 2 years or less before we hit insolvency, before they actually do something. So that could be as soon as, say, 2031, roughly, 2032, something like that. So like 6, 7 years, 8 years, something like that. Yeah, 8 years I think would be too late. But I think in the next 6 years or so, I wouldn't be shocked if they milk this out for 6 to 7 years before they do anything on this. And what will they do? Here's my projection. They're probably going to do a combination of a couple things. They're going to push out the full retirement age a little bit. Okay, fine. They pushed out the goalposts. Wouldn't be shocked if they raised taxes a little bit. I also wouldn't be shocked if they just come together, last minute, they say, can't come together on an agreement. Hey, Federal Reserve, could you print us up, $3 trillion? We'll just push it into the trust fund and pretend like it never happened, okay? Or they'll just figure out some way to manufacture money out of thin air and basically hand it over to Social Security and say, here, just go ahead and keep paying beneficiaries. Well, that's fine. I mean, they're likely going to do that. They do it all the time. They print tons of money. But what they'll likely do with that as well, anytime that they print money, what that does is it depletes the value of our dollar. So even though it's like, oh, we avoided a major catastrophe, we avoided a major situation. Okay, fine. But with the printing of that much money, it depletes our dollars so much. So that $1 that you have is really not worth $1 anymore. It's still $1 face value. But what you can buy for it, the purchasing power, has depleted because of the manufacture of new money, right? So that's what happens. And we experienced this back in, say, 2020, 2021, when they printed $6 trillion of fresh money. They plowed it into the economy. We saw massive inflation. And then what happened? We saw the value of our dollars deplete very fast. It was kind of a sad situation, right? You have $100 and you go to the grocery store and then it's like, oh, that was fun. I got $100 worth of things. You come back a month later, 2 months later, 6 months later, a year later, 2 years later, and you're like, wow, the amount of money or the amount of items that I can get for that same $100 keeps becoming less and less and less. Before you know it, you've got nothing left for $100. You've just got a little piece of toilet paper is basically what it comes down to, right? A $100 bill. So unfortunately, that's what it comes down to. So current seniors, future beneficiaries in the next, say, 1 to 6 or 7 years, I would say you've got absolutely nothing to worry about when it comes down to your benefit. They will protect the seniors. It's not about the seniors. They're coming after the younger generations. They're the ones who are going to pay. And I feel like for me, this is just me speaking, I could maybe offend some people right now. I say go for it. Protect the seniors. I've got plenty of time. I've got like 20, 25 years to figure it out, right? I can figure something out in that amount of time. If I have a forewarning and say, hey, Social Security is not going to be there for you in 25 years, understood. I will plan for that accordingly, right? And anybody around my age range who has 20, 25 plus years, I feel like you've got your warning here. You've got your warning. It's not going to be there for you. Plan according, please. But seniors who are literally right down to it in the retirement, to stiff them would not be cool, right? I mean, that would be very, very detrimental to a lot of seniors and not good policy, not a good idea. But younger generations, just, hey, you've been warned. Prepare now. You've got plenty of time. Do what you got to do, and just let this be your warning, right? That's kind of what we can do now. But yeah, that's what it comes down to. Anyway, does that kind of clarify? Does that give you a little bit more peace of mind with what's going on right now? I'm watching the details of this stuff literally every single day, and I'm bringing you details on this. I see it out there in the headlines just as much as you do. I see all the headlines. It's interesting to see what's going on. A lot of perspectives on this, but yeah, if I had to throw money down on this, if I had to put a bet on this, this is what I would say is how this whole thing's going to play out. Anyway, if you have any questions, any concerns, if you need any help with your Medicare initial enrollment, or if you need help or questions on your supplement, Medigap plan, Medicare Part D, Medicare Advantage, please take advantage of this free service right there. That team of trusted advisors is working on your behalf. We cultivated the partnership to help you with your Medicare. After helping my parents enroll in Medicare last year, it was a total disaster, massive frustration, massive confusion, tons of questions. Wrong plans. Oh man, it was just a disaster. Anyway, we cultivated that partnership after a couple months of research trying to find the trusted advisors, the leaders in this space. It's them right there, free. Please utilize it, put them to work, call them, ask them all the questions. Seriously, call them with your list of questions. It's totally fine. Do it. But anyway, they can help you with your initial enrollment into Medicare if you're turning 65 or if you're retiring. If you have questions on your supplement, your Medigap plan, your Medicare Part D, your Medicare Advantage, please call and utilize that.